Beneath the ashes of a ruined kingdom. A grand kingdom lay in silent ruin beneath a sun that offered little warmth. Broken stone walls stretched as far as the eye could see, and a once proud banner, now little more than a tattered scrap of cloth, stirred restlessly in the wind. Centuries ago, this land had thrived under the careful guidance of magic, its people prosperous and powerful beyond measure. Yet one terrible misjudgment, one ill-cast spell, had undone it all. The realm's greatness crumbled into ash and rubble, its secrets buried as magic was outlawed and the old ways faded into distant memory. But secrets, as the centuries would show, rarely remain hidden forever. Far from the open ruin and hollow echoes of the castle courtyard, a dusty library remained tucked away in a forgotten corner of what had once been the sprawling city. Here, among heaps of parchment and shelves weighed down by crumbling tomes, a young mage named Aric knelt, sifting carefully through ancient scrolls. His fingers brushed aside layers of dust as he searched, guided only by fragments of rumor and instinct. Then, beneath a stack of brittle manuscripts, he discovered an old grimoire. Its leather was cracked with age, yet when he opened it, the symbols on the pages gleamed with a quiet, otherworldly light. In that moment, Aric knew that the kingdom's lost magic, long banned and all but forgotten, had stirred once more. Aric is a brilliant, curious young mage who has always questioned why magic was forbidden. He comes from a long line of mages, but none have dared to practice magic since the Great War. Aric's mentor, Master Thane, warns him to leave the book alone, mentioning how dangerous it could be, but Aric is determined to uncover the truth behind the ban. He shows the book to his colleagues, Lyra, an empathetic healer, and Thorn, a skilled warrior mage who distrusts magic. They form a secret study group to learn the forgotten spells in the grimoire. As the group begins experimenting with the spells, they notice strange things happening. Objects levitating, the air crackling with energy, and ancient symbols appearing around them. Aric grows more obsessed with the book, reading deeper into the forbidden sections despite the warnings from his friends. Lyra begins to question whether they should continue when they realize that one of the spells describes the same destructive force that led to the kingdom's fall. An ancient and dangerous ritual known as the Unleashing, which was said to have caused the war centuries ago. Aric convinces them to continue, believing they can control the magic. But Thorn is more cautious and begins distancing himself, fearing the repercussions of their actions. As the group delves deeper into the book, they discover not just spells of power, but a history of an ancient empire that was destroyed when its rulers sought to harness forbidden magic. Aric is determined to resurrect this fallen empire, believing that it could restore peace and order to the shattered kingdom. One night, while practicing an advanced spell, the group accidentally awakens a dormant force tied to the book. A shadowy figure, the spirit of the empire's fallen king, materializes, offering them the power to resurrect the empire and reshape the kingdom. However, he warns them that the price of such power could be catastrophic. The magic is unstable, and using it could either save or doom their world. Lyra begins to voice her concerns, seeing the danger in embracing such power, but Aric is blinded by ambition, insisting that they can control it. As the group debates, the kingdom's ruling council, led by King Alaric, discovers that magic has been secretly practiced again. In an attempt to stop Aric and his friends, they launch a raid on their hideout, destroying much of the grimoire. Aric, enraged, decides to take matters into his own hands. He casts the most dangerous spell of all, the ritual known as the Unleashing, which will either bring the empire back to life or collapse the entire kingdom in the process. Thorn refuses to participate in the ritual, warning Aric that they are playing with forces far beyond their control. He leaves, unsure of whether he can still trust his friends. Aric, embodied with the knowledge and power of the grimoire, manages to disperse the king's raiding party, his forces fleeing beyond the hills just as the sun begins to set. As night falls, the group stands at the heart of the kingdom, with the city skyline in the distance. The air is thick with magic, and the ground trembles. Aric, holding the remainder of the torn grimoire, is ready and determined to complete the spell. As the ritual begins, strange energies swirl around them. An immense flame erupts before them. The spirit of the fallen king returns, urging Aric to follow through with the spell, promising power beyond imagination. Aric hesitates for a moment, never desiring power, only ever to bring magic back into their world. Seeing the apprehension, Lyra steps forward and begs him to stop. She reminds him of the destruction their ancestors caused when they tried to control this magic, warning that it could be too late to turn back. Aric stands torn between the promise of power and the reality of the consequences. Finally, he looks at the grimoire, his hands trembling. He has but one of two choices: destroy the book, ending their dangerous quest, or complete the ritual and risk repeating the destruction of the past. Aric standing alone, his heart heavy with sorrow and regret. He gazes down at the grimoire, its ancient pages filled with rich history and forbidden knowledge, now but a symbol of his current and past mistakes. With trembling hands, he clutches it one last time before casting it into the roaring flames. The fire devours the book, its pages curling and turning to ash, consumed by the inferno. As the flames burn bright, the sky above begins to clear, the stormy clouds dissipating into a calm, star-filled night. Yet despite the peace that settles, a question lingers in the air, unspoken but ever present. Did they truly prevent this darkness of magic from returning, or is it merely awaiting in the shadows, in some other form, ready to be utilized once more? This question lingers within, frighteningly so, as he is sure that it must be with the others. To wrestle with such uncertainty, their minds swirling with what may come next. What actions will be levied, as Aric and the others make their leave? A single thought passes through his mind. Some secrets are meant to stay buried.